Hi darling, it's Nova at gypsyohm.com and I'm here making the second video of the Stuff Week series. My original video got deleted, so I'm just making a new one. The video is not going to be an extensive list of stuff. I'm going to get more in depth on some items, but I'll have a more extensive list available on my blog, and I'll link it in the description so you can go check out a more extensive list there. So let's get started. We live as if we are on an extended vacation, so we pack as if we're on an extended vacation. As far as clothing goes, we've kind of had to perfect the art of what to bring with us. We used to have a lot of clothes in storage, and we'd carry some with us and we could swap out whatever we wanted, but what we found was that we kept going back to our absolute favorite outfits. So usually it was between 5 and 7 outfits, and we would just kind of stick with those. So it's like, if everything you owned was clean in your closet, what 5 to 7 outfits do you always grab? And it's kind of like that for us. So we normally would bring about 5 to 7 outfits. Right now we actually have more like closer to 10 outfits each because the weather here is so different. It can be different any time of day and any day of the week. So we have more warmer outfits and more colder outfits to make sure we can get through a week. We always bring one outfit for the opposite season if we're going to be away from our storage, or just in general we do anyway, because even if we can't get to our storage after hours or whatever, but we always carry one outfit for the opposite season. We always bring a jacket with us regardless of the weather, and we always, we always if we're leaving our storage area, we check the weather to see where we're going. We learned that the hard way, and we haven't forgotten. And then the biggest thing I want to explain though about clothing is that we pick clothes that can be all washed and dried together. Things that are really easy, the lighter fabrics are better because they dry faster and things like that, and it just makes it easier on us. We don't have whites anymore. Well, sometimes we have whites, but they don't last long. But we don't have dress clothes anymore either because it just takes too much work to deal with them, and so we just don't bring them. We have some that we really love, and they're sitting in storage, and hopefully they'll fit us when when we're available to them. But right now it's just easier like that. As far as shoes go, we each have a pair of flip-flops. We each have a pair of tennis shoes, and we each have a pair of water shoes. The princesses have more than that, but we have at least that. The flip-flops or some kind of slip-ons are really good just to be able to jump out of the van really quick and run into the bathroom or whatever needs to happen in a jiffy. And then tennis shoes, for comfort and hiking and things like that. And then we have water shoes because we're always in the water, but not everybody needs to carry those. And we didn't always carry them, but we do now. We seem to need them more here than we did in other areas. Let's see, bathing suits and towels, we keep those with us. As far as towels go, we use them for both bathing and swimming, and we have thin towels because they dry the fastest and they take up the least amount of space. We use swimming suits for everything. We use swimming suits for, swimming in the beach or lakes or swimming pools or whatever, but we also use them for taking showers at the YMCA, in the family showers, and we also use them in beach showers. As far as linens go, we only keep one set of bedding, and we should wash everything once a week when we wash all of our clothes. And we have our park quilt that we take with us that usually gets washed in that load of laundry also. And we can use that park quilt if the temperature gets cold at night. We don't carry our bedding with us around in the summer. We keep it in our storage in the summer because we don't generally use it. And we don't like carrying a lot of extra stuff if we don't need it. So we find that our park quilt works perfect for sleeping and for the park. As far as bathroom supplies goes, I'll talk more about that in the hygiene video that's going to be coming up, I think next week. But I do want to share that we have a shower bag with stuff for showers, and then we have a bag that we keep with us that I keep up front with us that we use for everyday stuff like deodorant, toothbrushing, hair stuff, whatever. And so we have these 2 separate bags. We really try to do a less is more kind of thing as far as bathroom stuff goes. So we're low maintenance, we have haircuts that are so cute and don't need a lot of work. um, and what else? We try to use the same shampoo, conditioner, body wash as much as possible. It's easier for me and my younger 2 kids because we have all have curly hair. We had to get something separate for my daughter, my oldest daughter, because her hair's straight and thin and blonde and it's so different from ours. But we generally try to keep the same stuff. We also carry some extra stuff, like we have our little pampering kind of bag with like some pedicure stuff and a couple of nail polishes. We try to keep everything really simple, jewelry, makeup, whatever's the simplest. Simplest is easiest for us. We have a small, medium-ish, bendable plastic laundry basket that is behind my daughter's seat. That holds just all of our laundry perfectly for about a week. We have a door hook. It's like, those door hooks that you can put on the back of a door and then it'll have like it'll hang on the door and then it has a hook that comes down. We have one of those that has 3 hooks on it, and we use that like if we go to the pool or something, we have like our swimsuits or something that's a little bit damp. I can hang those from the rack on top of my van. It can just hang off there and I can dry stuff. We haven't used it so much here because it's not as hot and it doesn't dry as fast, but it worked really well in warmer climates. We have coolers. I'll talk more about the coolers when we talk about food, which I believe is also next week. But we have our coolers. We have reusable bags. We use those for everything. And it's funny actually because we do use the plastic bags too for trash bags. But yeah, so there's that. We have our personal stuff. Each of us has about 2 backpacks full of stuff, whatever can fit in them. We have an extension cord and a power strip that we use. The extension cord, I have 2 different extension cords. The big fat orange one is the one that we use if we're plugged into a campsite or a friend's house or something. And we have a power strip that we use almost everywhere, and another extension cord that's smaller. It's like a household one that we use. We use headlamps and flashlights, mostly at night for reading or looking for something. And I use them for checking my baby's blood sugar in the middle of the night also. The dimmer the light, the more stealthy it is when stealth ability points, so that's something to keep in mind. We keep water jugs. We have one for fresh water, and then we try to keep one, like a sports top, one for like cleaning hands and dishes and whatnot. And then we have water bottles that we drink out of. We have baby wipes. We use baby wipes for everything in the van. I use them for cleaning our feet before bed. I use them for cleaning the van upholstery. I'll use them for wiping off the dishes right after we eat to prevent dried food if we're not near water, running water. So yeah, so laundry, or I'm sorry, baby wipes, and that's my not environmentally friendly splurge. But I do have a bag of dishes. We each have 1 plate, 1 bowl, 1 spoon and fork and whatever, so that we don't use up a lot of whatever that's called. So we don't use a lot of stuff that needs to be thrown away. We try to be as environmentally friendly as possible, and sometimes it can be hard in this, kind of small space and whatnot, but we try whenever we can, and that's one of the things we do. Also, another thing that's important is a first aid kit, and of course these are very personal depending on what kinds of stuff you use often. We use a lot of naturopathic items. I usually keep the stuff that we use often, and I don't really buy stuff that we don't use very often. I usually can find those at friends' houses. Thankfully, I have friends that do aromatherapy and stuff like that, so they usually have the oils and stuff that we use. I do use Band-Aids and Neosporin, though. Neosporin is something new that we started using because cuts get more vicious out here in, in the wild. But yeah, that's kind of the extent of my first aid kit. I mean, I have some stuff for my daughter's diabetes and whatnot, but tea tree oil is another thing we use in bulk, and we have yeah. So anyway, I'll give you a more extensive list on my blog, but I hope that helps, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye.